So, Dan, welcome to the episode.
Thank you, and thank you for that interesting introduction.
I think it's a fair introduction. You are known for speaking your mind and speaking very candidly about subjects, which is always welcomed in local politics.
Yeah, I think it's something I sometimes forget is that it's quite a common misconception that everyone is well scripted and preparing their speeches over periods of time and making sure it's all perfectly politically. And I'll be the first to admit that I am known for probably being slightly more outspoken than most Liberal Democrats.
And that is quite valuable at times. So, as we delve into this, I suppose the first question to get to is there's been a lot of change in local politics, particularly at the county council level. So for those who aren't as perhaps intimately familiar with our local political scene, could you perhaps paint a picture of what we've had and the background to where we've been for the last sort of 4 years and where we are at the moment and where that might be going?
Absolutely. So your county council, for those of us who are not necessarily as clued up, we have 57 councillors, democratically elected every 4 years. So we've just been through the election cycle in 2025. And previously, when I was first elected, it was 2021, just after COVID, which was an interesting experience to be elected into. In 2021, we very much were living through the Nadhim Zahawi bounce for the Conservatives, where they'd had the vaccinations, everything was going really well. And so it was 45 out of 57 councillors elected were all from the Conservatives, which made the council incredibly one-sided on all fronts. It meant that the leadership, all of the cabinet positions, so the people who are making the day-to-day decisions, there's about 11 of those, they were all from the Conservatives. And at the same time, the people who were marking their homework, the people who were chairing scrutiny, almost all of them were, all of them were Conservatives, bar the one that was constitutionally had to be from the opposition. And that made it very difficult because it meant that of the 12 of us who were not Conservatives, our voices were considered to be irrelevant. And it was quite a toxic environment. A lot of people unwilling to listen to each other. A lot of problems with what I would consider to be shouting down, belittling, and a lot of, you're playing politics if we didn't agree. No real opportunity to negotiate with one another, no real opportunity to have honest and frank conversations about what it was we wanted to bring to the table, which meant that, in all fairness, it was pretty much a bin fire in terms of any sort of communication between any groups. It was aggressive.
That's a nice visual idea there.
It really was. And it got worse as time went on because the Conservatives were so unimaginably stressed by the fact that they were losing control of the finances, in part because of what was happening with local government overall, where, government funding has been cut. But at the same time, the choices they'd made over 20 years had actually cornered us. So they had made decisions about not raising council tax when they needed to, hoping that the kind of cavalry would ride in on their noble steeds and solve it for them. Not realising, of course, that they had 14 years of their noble steeds in Parliament and not a single one of them ever said, you know what we should do? We should fund local government properly.
So, what do you think? Let us know in the comments below or on our social media channels. And if you've enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future updates and content. Thanks for watching.